So I just talked to a guy named Joe. He lives up in East Texas. He responded to a Facebook ad that we were posting looking for people that had had Bigfoot encounters or that basically had seen Bigfoot recently. And he contacted me and he said, Matt, I can't even talk to you about this over the phone. You have to come see this. And so I started kind of asking him questions about what he had been experiencing. And the more he talked about things, the more I went, okay, yeah, I've experienced that, I've experienced that, I've experienced that. Holy crap, I've heard about that, but I've never experienced that. And it was just overwhelming to hear him talk and how passionate he was about what was going on his property. So he said, I'm afraid, I'm terrified of these things. I feel like every time I go out, I have to carry a firearm. I'm afraid they're going to attack me and all this other stuff. So I immediately basically packed up a bag. I'm going to be leaving here in the next half an hour or so to head up to his property. He and I are going to sit down and have an in-person conversation and have him go back over everything that he talked about. And then essentially I'm going to do a night investigation with him. I want him to show me around his property, show me what he's been experiencing, and see what all's been going on. And I want to help him take away the fear, because I don't think Bigfoots are out to hurt anybody.
Miles. Turn
this
left
is Matt.
on Highway 417.
I'm going out to do a solo investigation at Joe's place. I'm going to sit down and do a quick interview with not only him, but he has several friends that have had Bigfoot experiences on his property as well. So we're going to talk to them and see what they have experienced and go from there. Joe and I are going to do a solo investigation tonight. We're going to kind of move around his property and see what we can find. From what he describes, he's told me that he's had everything from his campers being rocked, the rocks being thrown at his property, to howls, to screams, to murmurs, somebody like talking, but he can't make out what they're saying. He's had his voice mimicked. He's found tree structures, lines on his property. He's seen multiple Bigfoots on his property, all different shapes and sizes, everything from young ones to really, he said he has about a 14-footer that's on his property, that comes through his property, and it's also said to be about 6 or 7 feet wide, which is massive entity. So we're going to go out and check this out. I should be there in just a few minutes here. Alright, so I just arrived at Joe's property. I just saw something moving back here. It was large, whatever it was. It's over here somewhere. It's over by the corn feeder. I'm gonna zoom in and see if I can find it. I don't see it. I'm gonna zoom back out. I'm gonna walk over there. See if I can find this thing. I know it's over here. I saw it. So after my encounter with that possible Bigfoot, I sat down with Joe and we had a conversation about what he's been experiencing. Alright, so this is Matt with Woods Paranormal. I've also got Amanda Adams with me today. We're up here at Joe's location. We're out in southeast Texas. He is a private landowner, and he's allowed us to come out here for about a year now. We've been exploring his property, and as you can see, there's some hoops back out here where the Bigfoots are supposedly out here going crazy, making tree structures and bending trees over and leaving footprints and stuff like that. We'll get into that later on today. We're going to be looking for footprints and trying to do any kind of data collection we can as far as fingerprints and whatever else. But we wanted to talk to Joe and get his accounts of what he's been experiencing and get a little bit of the history, because his family's owned this property for a long time. So Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of this location?
My great-great-great-grandfather owned it back in the 1840s, 1850s, roughly around there. They came and settled down in here. They talked about this side of the property, that there were things on the side of the property that nobody could explain that happened here. And it was very specific to my grandma about it, the things that to be careful on this side of the property. because nobody ever came on here at all. And I moved down in here in 2006. In 2007, 2008, I had an experience where I went down and shut the gate at night. All I had on me was a knife, not even a flashlight. Just walked down the road and back. About halfway up, I was growled at.
Wow.
I was looking at like 8, 9 foot up in the air, and I'm in a pine thicket. It's got pine trees about as big around as my thumb. So I knew there wasn't a tree that a cat could climb up. I never heard a cat that sounded like that. And next morning I went and investigated. I didn't find anything. I knew it was strange. I didn't come back out here for about another year. And then I started opening this up. This was a thicket right in here you couldn't even traverse through at one time, except for certain places there was like trails through it. And they were large trails. They weren't like a normal game trail. They were like wide, 4 foot wide. It's like somebody came down there with a mower or something and made these paths. And I couldn't explain it. And then I started having experiences with these creatures out here.
What creatures were those? Bigfoots?
The Bigfoots.
Yeah. What kind of experiences were you experiencing?
Run into them in the woods, the knocking, the howls, rocks thrown at my house.
Wow.
Which still goes on today.
Yeah. Well, as you can see behind you, they've been pretty active lately.
Oh yeah.
So, tell them what brought all this on.
Say again?
Tell us what brought all this on.
I had beetles in my timber, and there's only one way you can correct that when it's in pine trees, that longleaf pine, and they cut the timber, and I sold the timber off here, which changed the whole dynamics of the way the place looks. I think it's a benefit to it. I'm going to replant, but only in certain spots, and then I'm going to leave part of it open.
Yeah. And we are in the National Forest. His family's on this property forever. As you can kind of see, when they back here, back behind Joe, this area back behind Joe was all pine trees, and it was creepy as heck. You know, especially at night, it just got super dark, and they would come in to that area, and you know, sometimes they interact with you, sometimes they wouldn't. From my own experiences, but all right. Anything else you want to add to that?
I think that's about it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still an ongoing thing. I got videos of them and pictures. And
yeah, you got trap cams up
footprints
everywhere.
over and over and over.
Now you got trap cams up all over. Now you've got home security cameras up where you're trying to document them as well. So one of our goals and one of Joe's goals is to document them and not only prove that they exist, but find some way to protect them from being hunted or being disturbed in any way. We want them to be kept safe and not kicked off the land or whatever, or hunted to extinction.
I'd make this a sanctuary for them.
Right.
So after sitting down with Joe, having a very interesting conversation about what he's experienced, the Yeagers showed up, who actually used to live on his property as well. And this is what they had to say about what they experienced while they lived on his property.
Hi, I'm Amy Yeager.
And I'm Kenneth Yeager.
We moved out here to Uncle Joe's about 1.5 years ago, helping him clean up property.
We stayed in a pop-up camper and heard cat fights going on and whatnot. Opened the door to break up a cat fight, and
It wasn't no cat.
It wasn't a cat. It was, I don't know what it was, but when it jumped out of a tree, you know, it shook the ground, and I heard a really deep growl. When that really deep growl happened, I shut the door. You know, I wasn't hanging out without a gun until I figured out what it was.
So how long ago did you guys live here?
Probably 2 months.
Okay, so it was a couple months ago that you lived here?
No, it's...
Oh, this would happen like a year.
Yeah, it's been
1.5 years ago.
a little while.
I was 4 months pregnant with our daughter.
Okay, so that's right before we started the investigations. And this is Matt with Woods Paranormal. I'm just interviewing them to try and figure out what they experienced. They moved onto the property with Joe, and they experience quite a bit of stuff. So we're just going to talk to them a little bit more about what they experienced and stuff. So you guys lived here for about 2 months?
Yeah, about 2 months.
Okay. So the first night you were here, did you experience anything?
Not exactly the first night, but as the week went on, we started hearing and catching glimpses of things, and Uncle Joe started talking about it, and we started clearing some trees down, and it stirred some stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
started seeing a lot more and hearing a lot more after that.
what were you seeing at first? What do you think you were seeing?
Glimpses.
Didn't really know, you know. Every now and again, you'd be like, "Look, a deer," and it'd be like, "No, that's too tall for a deer," and then it would stop or just disappear, and you wouldn't see it no more. And you'd see something go behind a tree, and you go to look, and sometimes it looks like one looking back around the tree at you, and just from a far distance, you know, it's kind of hard to tell. But you look around the tree, and you go back, and when you go back, you just like disappear.
Wow. So what happened after you guys started clearing stuff?
We had something jump out of a tree right above our pop-up, and you heard like 4 steps, doo-doo, doo-doo, and that was it. After a cat fight and a growl, like a demonic
And you
growl.
heard it land, and then you heard the 4 stomps, and then you heard the growl, and pretty much after that, it slammed the door, and that was it.
Wow. Did you guys find any footprints next morning?
Mm-mm.
I was too scared to look. I had Uncle Joe on the phone before he could say, "Yeah, call Uncle Joe."
And told him, grab your 9, grab your rifle, grab something, come out. There's something bigger than us.
Wow. And then as you guys progressed living here, what else have you guys seen?
Well, we would hear a lot. We would. It kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, like them trying to communicate, or like kind of hollering or raw kind of thing. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, you know, because I don't have the vocals like they do. But it's some of it's pretty trippy.
Okay. So was it like a scream or was it
It looked like a demonic growl.
Yeah.
okay? Was it growling?
It could be kind of like an ape howl, kind of, in a way. Every now and again, you have one of those really fine hearing aids or whatever. You can hear them like from a distance.
Yeah.
You hear one on this side, and later on you hear another one over here, and they beat on the trees, like they get a limb or punch the trees or something, and you can hear toom, toom, toom. They do it throughout the night. Like, I don't know if that was their way of communicating, or
So that would be what we call a tree knock. It just sounds like a thud, like a loud thud, like something like a piece of wood hit the tree.
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost like a gunshot.
almost.
Okay. What else did you guys experience while you were here?
A lot of raccoons.
Yeah, a lot of coons. I mean, I noticed that there was animals, you know, animals coming up missing. Cats around here, they come up missing.
Yeah.
And we're animal lovers here. I mean, we don't hurt the animals or nothing. We let them live their lives like we live ours.
Right.
And sometimes we'll see a cat, and a couple days later that we'll see a couple more cats, but we won't see the same cat.
Interesting.
And like mainly the most stuff we see, you know, it's glimpses. We don't actually get a dead-on visual,
Right.
because I guess you could say they're a little smarter than we are, and they know what we're going to do before we do it.
Right.
You know, they're a step ahead of us, and
They're a
it's
lot
crazy.
bigger
Like
than
there's
us.
trees out here bent over. There's looks like little branch caves built, and like if a flood was to come through here and it wash everything up and pile up, and they're just sitting out in random spots. You know, it's like, how'd that get there? We'll go check it out and kind of get spooked off about it, you know, and just walk off and do our own. You know, we come out here and hunt too. We do a lot of hunting. And I definitely wouldn't go in these woods without a gun.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Would you go out after dark?
No.
Not not without a gun. I mean, if I got a good light, yeah, I would.
Okay.
But you definitely watch your surroundings and keep an eye behind your head.
Yeah.
You know, if something like that creep up on you, I'd probably have a heart attack myself. You know, turn around and woo. But yeah, I mean it's been pretty cool. Like after he started showing some pictures and stuff of them, and glimpses and whatnot, and I got to where I was looking harder for him. You know, I'd sit still and look and just move my eyes like I was hunting, and just to see if
My apologies.
just see if any would walk by or hear any other noises. Or usually when that sun starts coming down, though, I'm usually closer to the edge of the wood line. That way it don't take me long to get out.
Yeah.
Usually most time, I mean, I have a decent light, but my battery don't last long, so I stay to the edge where I know my way out instead of getting lost in the dark.
Right.
But it's been a pretty cool experience out here, man.
So after talking to Joe extensively about what he's been experiencing and all the things he's seen, he said, you know, let me take you out on my four-wheeler. Let's go out into the forest here and I'll show you around my property. So I hopped on the back of his four-wheeler and this is what we saw. So there's a teepee. I've seen a lot of people talk about these. But that's a teepee. Another bent over. More thunder. More bent over. Another tree bent over here. And then like more structures as you go farther in up here. But they're bent over everywhere. Like this tree is still growing. It's bent over and kind of woven. And there's another tree that goes over here, right here. And yeah, all the bent trees. That's crazy. And there's like a structure there. Really gone off the beaten path here. Just don't want to get poison ivy or step in one of these damn holes. There are a lot of holes dug down in here. Look over my foot. Okay. See, these trees have been just snapped off at the base. Cleared this an area where this could be a place where they're bedding down. Look at this. Look at this. All these trees have been cleared. Look at that. Something created some kind of a blind or something there. Look at that. Tree bent over, more trees tucked in. Another tree comes across this way. Another tree bent back this way. Look at that. Tree after tree. Oh wow, look at this. Again, another one's still growing. Look at that. Completely bent over. Here's another strange thing, a tree just laid across. Oh wow, look at all these trees. And it just goes on for as far as you can see. They've been laid in place. I've never seen a tree, well, I've seen a tree structure a long time ago, but these loops are everywhere. Look at that. Those trees are completely bent over and still growing. Makes me wonder how they bent them over while breaking them. That's got to be a footprint. That has got to be a footprint. There is a heel right here. And then it opens up and you can see where the toes dug in right about here. 1, 2, 3. And that little toe right there really dug in. Right down in there. Really dug in. It's like something stepped down and then put its toes in and pushed off. That could possibly be a Bigfoot print. I have to admit, I was just overwhelmed at all the stuff that we saw out there. There was tree beds everywhere, possible blinds set up. We found this huge, maybe 18-inch footprint out there. I mean, it was just clear in the sand. Unfortunately, because it was in the sand, every time I tried to pour some plaster casting into it, it just kept melting in further and would not set up, unfortunately. So we lost that casting, which was very disappointing. But that thing was massive. I couldn't believe how big that footprint was. And so we kept looking around, and kind of took a break and then started setting up for the night investigation. So Joe and I decided to go do our night investigation in an area that had a lot of activity. He said, Matt, you got to go behind my camper. There's a bamboo grove there. That's where they're hiding. And essentially, we walked down in there. You could not see your hand in front of your face. I was having to use the camera little screen just to be able to see where I was going. And so, unfortunately, I think at one point I actually did catch a Bigfoot's belly, if you will, on video. It's very, very quick. It's only about a half a second long. We had just been growled at, and I panned towards the location where I thought I saw it, and then I panned back, of course, too quickly. But, like I said, we couldn't see our hand in front of our face. We could hear them. You could see their silhouettes, and they basically took off. As we're sitting in there, they essentially were on all fours, and they hightailed it back out towards the road behind Joe's property. All right, this is Matt and Joe. We're heading out into the brush here. Been hearing tree knocks and all kinds of cool stuff. Something responded to our knock a second ago. So we're heading into that area where we think they are. Let's see if they respond. All right, one more time. Earlier, I'm trying to find my way through the dark here. It's the bad. I don't want to run into a spider, which I did earlier. Okay, first, whoa. Someone just threw something at us. Just threw something at us. Oh, that was a response. Something clicked. Something clicked. I'm gonna do another tree knock. Something's moving towards us. Listen, listen. Hey. Listen. Joe. Joe. Hey. Something's over there. Something's over there.
That's where I thought they were at. That's some big shit, but there's holes in it. We're under the corner and our hands and knees in.
Listen, listen, listen. That's a dog. Oh. That's a dog. Holy crap, something's moving this way. I can't see a damn thing, can you? That's a dog. Probably.
Where? Ain't no dogs around here.
Okay, listen to the dog. Come on, show yourselves. Where are you? Things are like ninjas, they can sneak right up on you. Something just moved over there. Blocked out the light between the trees. Yeah, something's moving over there. You would think the last place a Bigfoot would be hiding is in the middle of a bamboo grove, but seems like it's perfect for them. They're bedding down over here, I believe. We may have just woken their slumber. Oh, something just moved.
You can see it.
Something moved over there. It's moving. Something's pacing back and forth over there. Looks like, as Joe said, it's on all fours, which Bigfoots do. I mean, all fours. Hands and feet. a light off in the distance. Or not. Or just, oh, see? I shine. Looking at me. God, I just hope I don't turn around. Let's have one standing like right in front of me. That would be awesome, but it'd also be terrifying. I think they are done messing with me, so I'm gonna head back here. Okay guys, this is Matt with Woods Paranormal. I made it back to base camp. That was interesting, to say the least. Joe's right. I mean, you can't see your hand in front of your face tonight.
No moon.
No moon. I mean, it's not pitch black, but it's close. Without some kind of light, I mean, you just can't see. That's Joe right there. So anyways, yeah, just a very scary experience. Got my heart racing the whole time we were out there. I was out there. Tree rock. They're still here. I heard a growl. I heard all kinds of strange things. Something's coming this way. I'll be ready to flip the camera to the left here. So anyways, yeah, definitely experience. Thank you, Joe, again for having me out tonight. Been a crazy night. Everywhere from feeling like I'm being attacked in the bamboo forest to going out there and experiencing them firsthand. I could hear them and see them moving around me. I just couldn't see them with my own eyes, which makes it even scarier because all of a sudden they could be right in front of you. You couldn't see them. So when I got back, I sat down with everybody on the team and I said, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure there's Bigfoots on this property. If they're not living on the property, they're either coming through it or they're using it as an area to cross down to the road. And so when we reviewed the footage together, everybody kind of agreed, and so we decided to have another weekend investigation. Joe said he saw some small ones this morning. That is a footprint. That could be a cat, actually, or it could be. Okay, so that is. Look at that tight. I can't really see it. Okay, so right here. There's a toe print. There's part of the foot here. Looks like this is where the break in the foot is, and then there's a heel print back here. So heel, it's small. Mid-tarsal break, toe. It looks like it stepped here.
Alright, so we just spotted this. What looks like a footprint could be heel, toes. That would be where the arch of the foot was. So
put your foot near it, on the side of it.
In comparison to my foot.
It could be a baby.
Could be a baby.
There you go. Good echo. Besides the bird, listen how it just went quiet. All the bugs, even the bugs went quiet. Maybe do one more. Let's see if we get something in the... Yeah, you got to hold onto the bat pretty hard. Yeah.
Very humid.
It's so funny how everything goes quiet when people do that. Yeah, let's try this. I'm going to do some whoops. Whoop! 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 Yeah, they've got a blind there. That's interesting. Here's another tree loop. This is very fascinating to me, because you can't tell me that this was set up like this. I mean, yeah, this tree was knocked over, but look, this has been set in, that's been set in, that's been laid across, and there's another one there. There's just all these little things where they crisscrossed branches, and this looks like an asterisk, or and then 2 trees knocked over there, knocked over, bent. Wow, as far as the eye can see. Wow. So I mean, this is the kind of stuff that they do. They make these little tree structures. So you got this tree loop. This tree is still alive. Something just went, you know, basically started there, just bent. And the funny thing is, this will continue to grow. So after, yeah, and there's, look at the blind. He's right, they made a blind, look. Yeah. See the loop, and then they've got the other trees bent down. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They broke those tree branches over, so that's a blind. Yeah, that's a total blind. Oh, it's hot out here. That sun, oh wow, look at the footprint. Holy moly. Oh my God. That's a huge footprint. Holy crap. Okay, so let me show you how big this footprint is. I think they made a mistake. Here's another one here. I have a size 12. That's a huge footprint right there. My God.
Oh wow. Yeah, you can see the toe and everything.
Yeah, heel,
Hold on.
toes. God bless. That's a big boy. Let me get out of my own. So after the day investigation, where we saw a lot of weird stuff, footprints, we saw the tree bins like I showed everybody before, and stuff like that, we decided to go ahead and do a night investigation. We set up for that night investigation. We decided to sit at the table as a group. Normally we would venture out, you know, a couple of people go left, a couple of people go right up these different trails, and a couple of people would stay at base camp, and we'd have like a triangle where we have people in different areas, and then the group in the middle basically would be like the base camp. With this location, it's different because they're on his property already. They're coming down into his property, and we could see them. If you watch carefully on these videos, you'll see like green dots, and they'll blink, or there'll be one dot. I think essentially they're mimicking the fact that we had IR lights. They thought maybe they thought we were Bigfoots, or whatever. Maybe we had them a little bit fooled, but not for very long. We were doing tree knocks and all this other stuff, and we were getting a lot of strange stuff happening back. We were getting tree knocks back, and howls, and screams, and whoops, and stuff like that. And on the video, you'll probably hear me do a quick whoop or two, in addition to some tree knocks as well. So stay tuned. Here's our night investigation. So this is Matt, Amanda, Joe, Justin, and Avery. We're sitting around the table here. We're going to be doing, just sitting here listening, essentially. This is Matt walking back in the picture.
Oh my gosh, what is it?
Whoa!
What's happening? Yeah.
I thought you were something else. You scared the
No. Right down the line.
hang on the floor. I was like, what the hell?
Right on the floor. I felt back here. Whatever was behind that tree just literally showed its whole face and kind of went like this behind the tree.
Right.
I mean, in front of the tree.
And standing out, half of his body standing out from behind that tree or way over here by the road.
Oh, okay, what the hell? Yeah, puppy, we know.
It darts back behind the tree and then darts in the front. It wasn't there a while ago.
He's obviously gonna knock over the camera.
Where is he?
Do you see it?
Are you covering? What are you doing? No, quit, dude.
Come here. Nope, he just ducked back behind the tree again.
I think that's the hearing thing. Careful. You ready?
Yeah. I can see him. He's standing right there. He's like, he had his body turned, and now he's looking back.
Puppy dog, don't do that.
He's looking at us, trying to figure out what we're doing. You see where the light is? That's where I'm looking at. And there's somebody standing behind the tree. I can see the shoulder, and I don't even need that light. I can see it from here. That's where I saw the little one yesterday morning. He was like standing, he was fully standing up. I could see his head, his arm, and a leg. He was leaning out of the tree where the light is. He was physically leaning out. You could see the whole left side of his body. I kid you not. And I swear my mama's grave, and I never swear my mama's grave.
There's a cat right there. What is that? There's a cat. There's something right there walking.
You probably hear him when I saw him.
No, I think it was a cat this time. It was just right here. Right in front of us.
I've seen it in time, so. It came in, it was about here. There's a cluster of the 3 trees over here, and I could see it walking back out there. I think they figured out who was doing it. So I came in to take a look and then walked.
Fireworks. Give me something to see out of.
That was a growl, right?
I don't have to do
Thank you for the kisses.
Something draws me to the back there. Behind that camper. That's where we heard the first knocks were behind the camper.
Talking was good though.
That sound bad?
No.
I can't listen to people talking. That's why at 3 o'clock in the morning I listen to in my camper when nobody's around. You hear some crazy shit.
Here's Smelly Dog, Easton.
What's that growling thing?
That's the one dragging something.
Who's dragging something?
Joe.
Joe's right here.
I'm right here.
Oh. That's back there.
Sound like you came from across the table, you know. Oh! No. Those stupid trees need to come down. They're driving me crazy. Just so I had eyes shining on them. Just to... Whoop! Whoop!
Wonder if you tried 2 knocks.
Where's the Joe?
You ready?
Joe's walking right now.
He knocks in 3, 2, 1.
do another tree knock?
No. You can do it.
Okay, with the binoculars, turn that over. The other thing is there's a lot of stumps and a lot of pools and stuff out here. And shrubs.
Oh, how about upside down in here?
See there, that can you see? Tree knock. 3, 2, 1.
What I'm holding is military grade night vision camera, and it will take photos.
Get his sister taken care of over there. So anyways, thing like this. What you can't see is it's basically pitch black out here. We're pretty much in the middle of a forest, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And so we're here and we're going to try and do some Bigfoot research tonight. There's a nice little tree behind me. I'm sure you can see it. I'm going to do Amanda's going to probably actually do some tree knocks tonight because I didn't have to do them last night. We got some responses. So she's going to give her the bat. She's going to walk over to the tree. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to have to turn the light back on to see. But
I keep hearing something behind us.
yeah, they probably are very kind of it. Careful. Turn your light back on. So I'm going to stand here while she goes and does her tree knock. Just you two.
1, 2, 3. It is so dark out here. I can't even see anything. What the was that?
That's a really angry dog.
Whoa!
And that's fireworks.
Fireworks.
People out here don't like Bigfoot. They're afraid of them. They don't want them in their territory, on their land, whatever. What you just heard a minute ago is actually fireworks. Where we're at is very secluded. It's an area where people fire off fireworks and stuff like that.
You know, I've never been on a person's property that's been like this before. Our team has had a lot of experiences.
Sorry, the other team has their thermal. They don't know this type of property. Alright guys, so here's the portion of the show that you guys have been waiting for. I know everybody always asks me, Matt, so you researched Bigfoot, but what did you find? And so essentially, this is what we found. This is what we were able to document. You know, you guys have seen eye shine and stuff throughout the show, but here's where things get really interesting and really good.
The trees right here are really weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird. Almost like someone put that together. Like, you can almost put like a tarp on top of it.
Mm-hmm. It's like perfect.
And something's would bed down in there.
That's what I was thinking over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm out with Joe. We're pretty close to his property.
Carcass right here.
Oh geez, okay. So these have been placed here. This branch has been placed here. We're very carefully walk around it. Come on, bud. Or some of us are gonna go under it. I see that. So something's killed a deer or something here. Yeah.
That was a good one.
I'm going to do a couple quick tree knocks. We're going to listen and see if we hear any responses or anything. Tree knocking. 3, 2, 1.
That sulfur smell back again.
Did you just do a howl over?
Yes, sir. Was not me.
Okay, listen back for that.
Wasn't Mr. Joe either.
Listen back for that. That's the right of my hand. That was not one of us.
Whatever that howl was, dog barking.
Those are whipping sounds.
Listen back for that. Where? Oh yeah. So we found this morning. It's a deer carcass.
I smelled it before I seen it.
Yeah, probably.
As I said, there's that carcass. It
So-
can move.
Wow.
'Cause I didn't leave it like that. No, it can move.
So this is an old deer, well not an old, but a pretty new deer carcass. It stinks. Again, there's some old skin on there still. And we found beetles crawling all. In fact, there's beetles all over it now. So they're eating the rest of the skin. But something killed it and brought it up here. There's no legs on it either, which could be a possible Bigfoot kill. We've essentially left trap cams up at Joe's property for about a year. We've checked them. He also has trap cams that he's allowed us to review the footage of and see if he has any activity. What you're about to see is a possible Bigfoot that seems to react to us walking by. It's caught on a trap cam, and essentially it looks like it's kind of holding on to a tree with its right arm and kind of peering down like this, looking around the corner at us, and it's basically to its left is a blind. And essentially what you see is a duck back. And it's quick, it happens within about a second. And essentially, as it sat there, the trap cam caught its movement a couple, 3 or 4 more times in this series of about 40 photos that it took that day. So here's the footage. So my final thoughts on Joe's property. He definitely has a lot of strange things going on. Definitely has possibly Bigfoot up there. Probably has a little bit of ghost activity as well. He does have 3 cemeteries on his property. He has a lot of his old family members buried on his property. And so they could possibly be haunting things. What we don't show you on our videos is that we had multiple issues with cameras dying, K2s. We actually brought some K2 meters out, and they were lighting up. In fact, we met up with a possible spirit on his property, a relative of his. I'm not going to give out the information, but we did have fun working with him and trying to communicate with him as well. Maybe in the future we'll do some ghost hunting on Joe's property as well. But our main focus up there was for Bigfoot research and to see if we could find any other type of cryptids that live up there